Hi everyone, Kelly Walters here, and today we have guest Mike Koval, and we are going to prep you guys for back to school. So make sure in the comments, in the chat box, you tell us where you are tuning in from, your name. And I have a couple of questions for you guys. If you are already decorating spirit wear, fan wear, even jerseys, tell us now in the comments. And then I also want to know if you are using an e-commerce platform to really funnel those orders or provide that service for your teams, your schools, or if you are doing it in, say, Google Form or old school as in PDF. That will really help Mike and myself make sure that we get you guys as prepped with as much information, just to really make sure we're giving you the key elements to really be successful. Seeing that it already feels like July's here, you know, and end of June is here. So scary, but also fun. So Shauna is going to be on the other side. So you guys know the drill. If you have any questions, we'll keep a lookout for them in the chat and do our best to get them answered in a timely manner. But if I see one or Mike sees one that relates to a topic that we'll be discussing here in just a second, then we will definitely make sure we get your questions answered. And at the end, you guys know you can always reach out and we'll take the best care of you. So let me go ahead and pop up our PowerPoint. Shauna, that's the one thing I didn't add.
Kelly and Mike, we have people from all over joining us. We have Central Texas, North Dakota, Maryland, Georgia. Mike, somebody's meeting with you tomorrow. They're scheduled already.
Yep, I know the name. Just talked to her earlier today, or emailed via email today. So looking forward to that one as well.
Oregon, Vegas. So we have folks from all over the country. Glad to see that.
Shauna, if it's not popping up on my PC, should I just share my screen?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that. If I can remember how to do that.
Screen share at the top of that.
All right, just making sure you guys can all see this.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're prepping ahead for back to school. So today we're really focusing on key products, obviously the transfers that you need to be successful, hit those profit margins, trends, because that is also important when it comes to really maximizing orders. And then of course, spirit sale, which is going to be a key focus today to really show you what you can do, how easy it is, and take as much stress off of both you and the customer, and really provide a customized site. So products are key, guys. It is very important to create a core product list to easily duplicate for multiple stores. So for those of you that are already doing stores, you're already doing teamwear, if you are sitting down with each customer and you are 100% customizing each individual item, the type of product, how many products you have in the store, that is going to eat so much of your time. And I am a huge, huge advocator for time is money, money is time. So if you can create a list that you know is tried and true and really go to those customers, those schools and say, this is what we know works sell. Let's adjust it from here, but don't keep it open-ended from the very beginning. Go in with a mission. So keep it simple, recommend the best products for success of the store and or fundraiser. The cool thing about being able to do team stores or spirit stores, you can also turn around and utilize that as a fundraiser. So if you are looking at ways to get in and capitalize on getting that spirit wear or team wear, maybe pivot it as a way for the school or the sport, the organization, the club to turn around and earn some money. Find out what the goal of the store or product you're selling is. And what I mean by that is, are they just trying to get, team awareness in their hands? Are they wanting certain products? Are they looking for a retail brand? And then has the experience been painful in the past? Ask them what they have done, because at the end of the day, you want to go in, solve those pain points, and really create a really good experience for everyone around. Last but not least is ask those questions. Know your demographics, know what's important to them. If that is a school district that they like those name brands, then make sure you have brand representation in your product lineup. Even if you think it's a little high on terms of price point, you will always be shocked and surprised by how many people would actually purchase something with a retail recognition over something that is just a t-shirt, one color, two color. Recommended garments. So I did a podcast with Taz Gamble. She's from EGAD Screen Printing and Embroidery, and she sets up all of her team stores. And now she has become somebody that people actually reach out to her and hire to set up team stores. Now, setting up team stores on Spirit Sale is extremely easy, but if you're the type of person that's like, you know what, I do not want to do it, I would much rather pay somebody to set this up, she does it. But she has graciously given me her 10 item, I think it was 10 items, with multiple different layers to each item. So what I do not have on here is that if there's a women's, a men's, or a unisex, or a youth option available in this product, then she adds it. So for an example, the Gildan Heavy Cotton Tee, short and long sleeve, if there is a youth, it's on there. If there is an adult, or women's, it's added on there. So she has a very heavy list of products. And if this is new for you, I do not recommend going this deep in a product lineup. It could be very overwhelming. But if you're looking for a place to start, or at least products that can be recommended, these are extremely successful for her and their business. And these are what she puts in. So you can see that there's t-shirts represented, there's crew necks, there's pullovers, there's 3 types of sweatpants, there's windbreakers, and then there's 4 different hat options. So if you are like, listen, nobody's wearing crew necks at this school, then stick with the hoodies, stick with the pullovers, and really kind of narrow down your lane in that. But you guys can take this slide at the end. We'll make sure that we get it out to you and save it for future use.
If I could chime in here real quick, Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Taz, she is definitely a Spirit Sale user, and she's using those, and she provided us that list. And I'm talking to so many of our subscribers as well on a daily basis. Many of ours are using the exact same things in the exact same way, and they like it too, because simplicity is key, right? You offer these right out to your customers. They love it. And what's great within Spirit Sale, which we're going to get into, you'll be able to have that stock store that you set up for everybody else, easily make a copy of that for your next customer. You're already halfway done with the battle before you just simply have to add the new artworks and maybe change up some different colors. So definitely key in keeping that simplicity very, very simple. Go ahead, awesome. Kelly. Thank you. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Pop in anytime. All right. So profit with transfers. So yes, we are a heat press on demand company. And the point of this is to be able to capture those orders, press when you need, get them out. Now, whether or not you set up a store or an order form where you accept orders within a certain range, maybe it's something that you accept year round, or maybe it is we have it open for the first month and then it's going to close and we will not take any other orders. However you choose to set up your store, transfers are the best option, and especially the ones we're going to go over, because you can do onesies, you can do twosies, you can do 25, you can do 50, you can do 100 if needed. So simple is great, capture the sale. But my question to you is, what if you use unique finishes or enhance with multicolor designs? What if you showcase retailed inspired decorated garments? What if you gave the ability to bundle and save, increasing your margins? So as you ask these questions, like I said a couple slides ago, The point is to dive deeper into creating a product offering for your buyers. That way they cannot turn that order down. They don't look at it and go, I'll wait another time. You want them to love what they're seeing, because the point at the end of the day is to capitalize on those sales. So what to use when, and there is a PDF, 2 PDF guides in, I don't even know what that's called, the files, the document section that you can download. That's just a little bit different than what I have outlined here. But these are the transfers that I strongly recommend when it comes to setting up team stores or just transfers to utilize. And of course, Mike can always chime in and recommend as well. But what I've done is given you what the transfer is. So example would be heat transfer vinyl. How is it applied, or what's the color option? It's single colors. Okay, so it's a single application. The recommended use for heat transfer vinyl is a quantity of 1 to a quantity of 24. The other cool thing is you can purchase a yard if you will be cutting in-house, or you can order as low as 6 pieces. We'll cut, send it to you ready to be applied. So however you choose to handle that, if you have that fill-in order, use vinyl. Use that as your 1-piece minimum. Maybe you thought a design would do much better and it's more expensive to screen print it or get goof-proof transfers. That's when you really want to utilize heat transfer vinyl. That way you're not losing simply because something didn't sell or a design did not sell as much as you'd like. The other thing I'd like to pivot on that is with youth garments. Going with a different size, that's where HTV can really help you. So same thing for heat transfer vinyl, but in the specialty category. So your glitter, your glow, your reflective. We'll show you a couple here in just a minute. But that is going to be up there with heat transfer vinyl. Your goof proof, 1 to 2 colors, okay, 20 plus. That's where you really maximize and drop the cost of each transfer is when you get into that 20 plus range. Now the minimum on that is 6 sheets. So another way to think about that is if you can get 2 logos a sheet, then of course your cost per transfer is going to go down as well. Ultra Color Max. For those of you that are not familiar with Ultra Color Max, that is our direct to film transfer. And that is different than our Ultra Color digital lineup, which includes soft and pro. Now with Max, it's a 1-piece minimum, okay? But we recommend it 2 plus colors. You can order it in a single color. But as you can see, 1 to 36 is the sweet spot on that. So if you do have this really beautiful, colorful design and 2 people buy it because it's a little bit more expensive, just know you're not going to lose and have to eat that simply because you can order 1 piece. Digital's when you kick into ordering really 24 sheets or more, 6 is the minimum. And then of course, patches and emblems, leather patches, embroidered patches, sublimated patches, flex style, all of that is really, really, really going to elevate your garments or your accessories and warrant a higher price. So if you're talking to a school and they say, we really just want something different. Okay, everyone can do 1 and 2 color. So that's where you start thinking about bringing in that dimension. That's where you start thinking about all those pieces you see in retail and incorporating those for the school market. Now, go ahead.
Kelly and Mike, Laura, this goes back to the slide you showed about the garment types.
Yeah.
Laura is commenting that she thinks a ring spun t-shirt, such as a Bella Canvas 3001 or Gildan Soft Style, should be included. Do you have any thoughts on that? Is that what you're seeing in some of the stores possibly?
I think we actually have one of those garments in one of our demo stores that we're covering today, the Bella Canvas 3001.
Wants the softest, then absolutely pivot to that. Mike, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I was saying too, I think the 3001 and the Bella Canvas is one of the actual products we have in one of the demo stores that we have for sure.
Perfect. So here's the other breakdown. What do those transfers provide you, right? So this slide, it tells you when to use it, how to use it, and what it's really good for. But this slide is when it's going to solve your problem. It's going to provide that solution. So as you can see, each thing says heat transfer vinyl, lower runs, fill-ins, adjustable size art. Then you've got your specialty when you want to add a pop to the garment. Goof proof, that's that 1 to 2 colors. Ultra Color Max is 2+. Digital is going to be 4+ due to cost. And then patches and emblems, that's not right on the one. That should say a 25 most, where there is a couple that require a 50-piece minimum. So that is definitely a typo, and we'll make sure that we get that changed. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to show you some products because that's what's trending next. Okay, so we talked a little bit about specialty, and I feel like most of you guys would know what goof proof. If you do not know what goof proof looks like or is, please let us know in the chat. If you don't know what HTV is or heat transfer vinyl, please let us know. That way we can make sure that we get that question answered on this webinar. So for those of you, let's say everybody knows at this point in time what HTV, what screen printed transfers is, or say goof proof from Transfer Express. So what I want to show you is taking goof proof and putting it on a long sleeve that's got some crazy stretch to it. And this shirt specifically from Sport Tech really, really reminds me of more of a luxe style, something you would see from Alo, something you would see from Lululemon, Athleta. And funny enough, Athleta almost had a shirt identical to this, okay? So this is a key item because we can really hit on that retail quality, that aspect of it, but we're able to do a 2-color goof proof, which we will show you in the store here in just a little bit. So easy, you can see it.
Kelly, we have a couple folks who are not familiar with goof proof. Could you talk about it a little bit?
Okay, great. So goof proof is a plastisol transfer that is available from Transfer Express. And when you order the transfers, like I said, they come in sheets. This is how they come. So this is an example of a single color sheet. And this is an example of a 2-color. You can also do 3, 4. You can do a ton of colors, but you'll start to lose in cost on that. That's why we would pivot to direct to film. So when you get your transfer, I like that it's mirrored on this so you guys can actually see what it says. You cut apart what you need. So right here, we have 3 logos. We've got the Stronger Greenboro Together Community. We've got this logo, and then we also have this. So this is your working space. You fill it with the colors that are going to be on that sheet, and then you have to order the minimum of that sheet. So that would be 6 pieces. This as a 1 color, anything that you put on here would need to be this single color. So if you are a screen printer by trade and you are looking at a way to utilize transfers, this is the easiest way to do it. You can order in the transfers that you need. There's no screen fees. You don't have to worry about the mess. And you really don't have to worry about telling the school that there is a specific minimum, because you can always pivot to whatever you need. Most people will not be able to take a transfer and go, oh, this is vinyl, this is screen print. They're going to assume whatever on there is a screen print if they're not familiar with our industry. So these can be purchased from Transfer Express. You can go on, request samples, request a catalog, and you will get all the information you need. And of course, if you have any other questions, then I can direct you guys shortly after we're done on what to do. Okay, so let's pivot to specialty, because I feel like specialty materials are really, really missed in teen stores. A lot of people look at glitter or metallic, anything that has a glitz and glam to it as, oh, I don't want to touch it. I'm here to tell you people will pay more, and you have to do the same amount of work that you would for anything else. So this is Glitter Flake paired with our Chroma Twill in jade. Yep, jade, made sure it was jade. So we're able to give this twill-like texture that has a shift effect adding in glitter, and we could do this exact same design in screen print. We could do it in one color to keep it nice and simple, but you can take a 3001T, add some pop on it, and really increase the cost for your customers. And all you did was simply change your material. It's going to cost you a couple more cents to get this done, but now you've created a wow factor. So instead of just doing a 2-color design like this one, okay, this is simple, plain, matte. You can now provide something that is different and unique that they may not get with other team stores. And this one was created in Easy View, and I just took something very similar and created this in CADWorks. Okay, so we are going to decorate a Comfort Colors pocket tee. And we're going to use Ultra Weed. This is just, very, very lightweight, thin, heat transfer vinyl. And something like this, if this is a higher priced item because it should be, knowing it's Comfort Colors, there's going to be a front and a back design. It's going to be more expensive. And if you only have 5 shirts that sell of this, then cut and weed this or order it from Stahls, wherever you may order your vinyl from, and produce that versus spending money and wasting, potential earnings on transfers that you don't need. Now, you do need a pillow for this, so nobody watch. I'm just kidding. I'll get a pillow. So what the pillow is going to do is allow the seams in the pocket to absorb into the pillow, creating a flat surface area for the heating element to hit. We want to make sure that we adjust our pressure because that pillow is going to really thicken up our pressure. And the other thing is Ultra Weed can be applied from 260 degrees to 290 degrees. Okay, so very, very, very low in terms of temperature. So if you have issues with any items scorching, if you're starting to add in tri-blends and really utilizing that rayon or spandex, more than likely you're going to scorch, and something rocking at 365 degrees, even for 4 seconds, will leave a box. So this would typically apply for about 12 seconds. It's 4, but it does peel beautifully. Now, we went oversized on this design because that was the whole point of this. So it was on the pocket. We wanted to go a little bit bigger and really make sure we utilize that entire pocket area. And then we are going to turn around and do a back design. I'm going to pre-press and adjust my pressure again since we removed that pillow. And so for this design, we are doing 2 colors. We are missing our P. My cutter failed me. So as you guys are cutting in-house, make sure as you're weeding that all of your letters are attached onto your carrier, because that's extremely important when it comes to making designs, right? So what I'm going to do is fold this in the middle, find my, fold this end to end, find my middle. And then I'm going a fist down. So I'm about right here because I want to be more in the middle of the back. We're going to tack this down since we're layering. So all we really need to do is just get that vinyl on that shirt very quick. And 3-4 seconds for Ultra Weed is all you need for it to be adhered. Now, we will go in for the full time with our last layer to make sure everything is accurately applied. And with this design that I have, there's each design is going to be a little different. So when you're lining up this type of outline, so it's an offset outline, just kind of get a roundabout area. Some shirts might be a little offset than normal, or than others, but that's okay. That's the point of this. We went tonal effect. And within a matter of, I think, a total of like 18 seconds for application time, we've got the front design and then the back design on a retail trending garment, which is comfort colors in that pocket style.
Kelly, a couple of questions for you.
Go for it.
What type of heat press and what size heat press are you using?
This is a Hotronix Auto Clam. It's a 16 by 20 unit. And I do have the 16 by 20 platen on here currently. A lot of times I'll use the tag along so I can easily just switch it in and out. Yeah, and it's on the tabletop. So I do have a tabletop riser for that right now.
Evelyn asked, would the glitter design be made by them in-house or do we make it at Stahls?
Both. So you can order a roll. Let me show you a couple of other things. So this is reflective glitter. Reflective glitter. And it really doesn't have that 3D effect when you look into it that it does in person. And the best way to explain it is, if you guys remember those books that you would put at your nose and then you would slowly pull it away and then you could see the depth of the image. That's what this reminds me of. So you do have this really smooth, intense glitter, but it's also reflective. So this would come on a roll, just like the glitter flake, just like the chroma twill. Order it. You can either cut it on a craft cutter or an industrial cutter, or send us your artwork. We'll cut it and send it to you ready to be applied.
Patty is asking, why does Stahls recommend a pillow, but Transfer Express does not? Aren't you basically the same company?
I love it. So Plastisol ink, screen printed transfers do not use pillows. Heat transfer vinyl does. So that is why. If you use Ultracolor Max from Transfer Express, you can use a pillow. If you use Ultracolor Max from Stahls, you can use a pillow. So it all depends on your transfer, not the press and not the garment.
And then Jennifer made a comment earlier, and I just wanted to point it out to everybody. For people who haven't done sweatpants in the past, jerseys run much, that's a double much larger than you would think. Gildan is more true to size. So thanks for that.
Great. That's an excellent tip.
And you're all caught up on questions.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to share again. Now, this next portion is trends. And I really wanted to just be able to show you guys, where is it? I'm just going to cheat. We're going to have to go through this in. I wanted to show you guys where you can find some trends or what is trending. For those of you that do not know, SNS Activewear provides quarterly guides on what's trending. And of course, in one of their guides was spirit wear and sidelines. And they also have staff and uniforming in there currently. So you can go to their website, download this, and see what products they are recommending. But I can tell you color blocking is still extremely popular, which is that top left-hand hoodie, as well as that raglan, kind of baseball inspired onesie down at the bottom right-hand corner. Tie-dye, but more tonal or ice dye is still extremely popular versus having, 4 or 5 different colors going on, and really bringing in those vintage elements. So that multi-striped beanie, the striped scarf, all of those pieces are super popular. If you are afraid to offer cropped pieces, find items that are a little bit longer versus say younger crop. It's more hip length. Those will sell. There will be parents, there will be kids, there will be youth that will want those trendy items versus something that's just completely oversized and relaxed and fitting. And then, of course, if you get the opportunity to do staff apparel, do not afraid to go in with brands. That is a way for the school, the district, to give them something of quality to wear anytime. And I feel like there's always just something tied to that when it's, knowing something that you could go get from a retail sporting goods store versus just, I just got another school polo or a school shirt. All right. So if you guys have any other questions on product transfers, pop those in. We'll definitely take some time to go over that at the end. But now I'm going to hand it over to Mike Koval.
All right. Thanks, Kelly. I really appreciate that. Great job. And, now's the time for me. And I'm sure many of you folks out there who have Spirit Sail or who have done a demo with us, you've heard my voice a couple of times. So very happy to be here to start going over Spirit Sail. And so let me go ahead and share my screen here. We're going to start taking a look at some. Let's see. We'll start here. Window, entire screen. There we go. Share.
I love that you say what you're doing just like I do.
All right, folks. So yeah, Spirit Sail is what we're going to be covering now. And so since we are on the topic of schools, so we're going to start with those types of stores. But just know, and a lot of times people get this common misconception about, web store softwares and things like that, you know what, I can only use it for schools. And that is completely untrue. Spirit Sail is a perfect piece of software for any type of business where your majority of your customer types are a group or organization. So yes, schools. Perfect example and a time to use Spirit Sail. But so not only schools, but just think of all of the opportunity within that school. So if you're setting up the Spirit Gear store, just think of all the clubs and organizations are within that school as well. So much opportunity there with, the marching band, the choir, the chorus, Spanish club, travel club, all those different types of things. So now you can start thinking about that. Hey, I'm tackling the school and their spiritware, but there's so many other organizations where they're going to be able to capitalize and make me a lot more money because I've already have my in there, so much opportunity there within schools, and so it's a lot of the things that Kelly covered. So here's all the garments that we were talking about. We have loaded into this store. So from that comfort colors, the sport tech and even that glitter. So when you're adding these products, folks could easily view them on a live store. They're going to be able to see that artwork that you placed on there, whatever it is that they are, choosing their size and color and things like that. And so just some other examples of some school stores. So like this one here is more of a district-wide school store, right? And so here populated with a variety of different products from hoodies to t-shirts and all of those different types of things. And what's nice about Spirit Sail is it does give you the opportunity to upsell any type of product that you're building into these stores, right? Because some of the ones we looked at, they're just the stock logo, left chest, back, that's it. But you have the power in Spirit Sail to be able to add a lot of add-on options to your sale. And so not only you're looking out for yourself because these add-ons, yes, they are going to drive profitability for your business, but thinking about from the customer's perspective, hey, if I'm able to add on some additional options to personalize that for myself, that's adding a lot more value to that customer as well for that product, increasing the likelihood of them actually purchasing that product. So looking at this example hoodie we have here in Spirit Sail. So here we have the hoodie, a school logo on the front and a selling price of $32. But as we notice with this particular product, there are some additional add-ons that folks could choose to add. And what's nice is you have the ability to add as many of these types of options as you'd like. So here we have on the front, here we choose this and we'll see the word soccer appear. And as the name of this product indicates, choose your sport. So here it's just pre-populated with soccer and they could keep that as is. But what's nice within the back end is you are able to make these fields editable so that then that customer could then personalize the sport that they want. And then here they are able to see that rendered right there on the product. So they have a great view of that. And, this one also has the classic name and number combo on there. Again, they're able to type in their own name, see that personalization appear right there on the product. So they pretty much know exactly what they're going to be receiving once they order this product, and here and you are able to sign the upcharges here to those. And as you see that they're added, they are being added to that selling price. So again, just a great way to build some value, but more importantly, profitability for you. And then taking a step forward just to kind of highlight some other areas of opportunity that you have here with Spirit Sail. So other types of stores are for sports teams. And the store that I'm showing you now, this is actually for a professional women's football team. They're the Boston Renegades in New England. And they're utilizing Spirit Sale to build their team shop here. And so here, and they're building their store, they're adding their logos and some different photos here, and then building in all the different products and things that they're selling. So they have that nice Spiritware store for all of the fans and, the folks of that football team. So a great way to tackle some sports teams. Another example, this is just kind of a generic version, the Harlan Hawks, again, all tailored toward that sports organization, whatever that might be. And, this could kind of double as a school store as well. But again, you have the power and flexibility to be able to build in any type of product in here as well. And then some other markets to capitalize on is corporate businesses and local businesses. Just think of all the businesses in your community that you may not even talk to, maybe a local restaurant, a local bar or pub, coffee shop, things like that. Maybe they haven't even thought about selling merch. Those are other types of customers, with this types of software that you could approach. They may want to offer apparel, but maybe they don't have the space, to put it in their restaurant or the coffee shop or something like that. Here's an opportunity for you to approach that customer and be able to build them an online store so that their patrons are able to visit this store and, purchase those products that they're going to be proud to wear because they visit that shop or they're always at that restaurant. So just again, a great way, another type of business avenue for you to capitalize on. And here, just same thing, variety of different products, bags, drinkware. So with the stores, you're not limited to only selling apparel. Yeah, apparel is a big ticket item for many of our customers because, that's what we are. We're apparel decorators. But there's so much opportunity for crossover products and drinkware, promo products, and then going back to schools. Heck, you want to sell the little foam fingers, the stadium chairs, stuff like that. So just an easy way for you to offer all these different type of products. And so local and corporate businesses, but, maybe a boutique shop. So as we could see here, we have just an example of kind of a boutique style store, right? And here, again, it's tailored towards more of a female market, as we could see here, and with a variety of different products, purses, totes, beanies, all that stuff. And again, monogrammed items are still very popular these days. And again, you're able to build those types of options within Spirit Sale. We're going to be able to touch on this here shortly and just how easy it is going to be for you to add these types of things. So here we have this, fancy cover up here, and then we have that option for them to be able to add their monogram here. And again, when you add any of those personalizations, it is going to appear there on the product. And then one last thing to touch on too, and just to kind of wave for that Kelly mentioned about fundraising type stores. So a lot of folks are using Spirit Sale to provide fundraising stores, whether they are for the local booster club for the school or the baseball team to go to the tournament in Florida or something like that, right? So just a great way for you to build in these things, but not only for schools, but just think of all the times that you see folks, maybe somebody in the local community became ill or something like that, right? Here's an opportunity for you to not only help that family, but rally the community around that fundraiser, by building them a store, and you're able to build those products in. And then what's nice too is you are able to display these different type of graphics for these fundraising stores. We're able to set that goal, title that fundraiser. And what's nice too is Spirit Sale will keep track of all of those orders that have been placed here to be able to keep the visitors to these stores up to date, showing that goal, showing where they're raised. And I think this is a great feature for any type of fundraising store, because, hey, somebody might be visiting this thing and say, hey, if I buy, 3 more items, I'm just going to help this family get to their goals a lot quicker. So just a great way to capitalize on those things there. And so, that kind of covers some of the different types of stores and customers that you could attract with Spirit Sale. So the rest here, we could dive on into the back end. And so that's what we're going to cover here next. And so what we're seeing here now, this is our Spirit Sale dashboard. So this is our main control hub. And that's what's nice about Spirit Sale. It is a complete online software solution. So if you do, or for those of you who have subscribed or those of you looking to subscribe, if you do, you won't have to download any, components or anything to install on your computer to operate the software. It is completely web driven. And so this is where you're going to manage everything and anything from, building your stores, building your products, but ultimately managing those orders here within Spirit Sale. And just to quickly touch on, you are able to collect payments through these stores, because one of the big pain points kind of before online stores gained so much popularity As Kelly mentioned, folks were using Google Docs, Google Sheets, or, creating a PDF form that, they're going to be passing out to the students or the parents or whoever that might be to collect orders. And that became very, very, very cumbersome, right? You have to create the order forms, then collect those order forms. Then you have to make sure money has been collected. So when that's all said and done, then you have to go through all of those individual orders and things like that, which again is going to take so much more of your time, which could be focused on more important things like selling, decorating, building more stores. Spirit Sale is going to be able to manage that for you. So you'll be able to collect everything in real time, and you're going to hold everything digitally in your hands here within the dashboard to be able to easily manage and fulfill those orders as they're coming through. So you're making sure you're meeting deadlines and making those customers happy. And so how payments are collected within Spirit Sale, we do offer a variety of different options. And this is a pretty key component here, because a lot of competitors out there these days, they're kind of pivoting on how they were doing things previously, where they were allowing you to use your own payment merchant. Now they're kind of pivoting where you're going to be required to use their payment merchants. And which typically leads to more fees and charges that you're going to incur, right? So how we do it here at Spirit Sale is we don't stand between you and your money. We allow you to link your own payment merchants here. Now, we do have a limited number of merchants that you can link, but they are all very popular, very widely used, and trusted in this industry here. So here you're able to link PayPal accounts so you could accept PayPal payments. And then for credit card processing, authorize.net, stripe.com. And there's also the Braintree option, which is another PayPal company. But basically how this works is you would need to either A, have an existing account with any of these folks, or you could have one set up pretty quickly and easily. And most of these you could do simply online, maybe some information you have to pass back and forth, but a pretty simple process here. And then once you have those accounts established or those existing accounts, you just simply link them here to your dashboard, whichever one they're using, because they're going to request their own specific credentials there. But once those are linked, you're able to collect those payments through the stores. And when those transactions take place, those are in your accounts that you've linked. Again, we're not standing between you and that money. And nice thing about that is we're not going to be taking any commissions or any percentages of your sales at all. So all those profits go directly to you. Okay. And here you can also link shipping accounts as well. I won't dive too much into this, but here you're able to link a variety of shipping options. And in linking these, that allows you to easily pull in these shipping providers' rates. So in that case, if you are shipping items to your customers, you could have those shipping costs added to their order, so they're paying those. And some other time savers here is if you're using Shippo or ShipStation, you could link either of those here to your dashboard. And the nice thing about with those linked, that would easily allow you to generate your shipping labels directly from your orders here in Spirit Sale. And you could set up custom options as well. So if you want to have different wording or maybe just set a simple flat rate, you could do that as well. And then when you're setting up your stores, you're then going to be able to then set which payment options and shipping options that you're going to be providing for your stores. All right, so we'll get into just showing you now how quickly and easily that you're going to be able to begin building all of these different stores. Because, in my opinion, like I said earlier, the beauty of Spirit Sale is its simplicity. And with the platform too, you don't have any restrictions on how many stores that you build. So you could build an unlimited number of stores within your Spirit Sale subscription. And so I'm just going to go ahead. We have questions.
Yeah, we do have some questions, Mike. So before you get too far, there's one question that refers to two questions that refer to Kelly's portion. Mm-hmm. Stephanie asked about the washability of patches on a polo.
Mm-hmm. I would say that just like majority of the products that we've put through rigorous testing here on our end here, all of our products have withstood the 50 plus wash and dry cycle, and that's typically what we consider the life of the garment. So as long as, those transfers are applied correctly, things like that, but all things being perfect, 50 plus wash cycles easily.
Mel is asking about a swimsuit. Mel, if you could get us the fabric content, we'll get that question answered for you. And then we move on to Cynthia. She has two businesses that want to use Spirit Sale and be available to their employees year round. Mm-hmm. Is that possible?
Absolutely. And that's where we're going to touching on next and setting up your store. So, we'll just kind of address are there further ones? Because we're going to be addressing this one next.
We do have a couple. Henry wants to know who builds the website, and you're going to show that each Spirit Sales subscriber builds all of the websites. Patty asks, what is the standard upcharge on names and numbers?
I would say typically 3 to 5, 4 to 6 is about the common upcharge for a typical name and a number. I would say most commonly you're going to see a minimum of $5 out there, but some may be a little lower end, and that could depend on, the area you're in. Maybe you understand, maybe, the customers aren't going to pay that $5. So maybe you go the 3 to 4 range, right? But then, we have a lot of decorators who are doing event printing where, $5 is cheap, right? So you may be up to the $6 to the $8 range for those additional placements when you're adding those different types of names, numbers, or even optional logos for a sleeve and stuff like that.
To piggyback that with Mike, I've actually asked that question in several education sessions at trade shows, and I've gotten anywhere from $5 to $10. So like the name on the back, that might be 10 just because of the amount of space and material, where they might do 5 for a left chest, but some people will just go, it's 7 across the board. It doesn't matter where it is. So, I mean, I'm with Mike, and you've definitely got to know what you can charge. So I would almost start in the middle at 5. And if everybody's eating that up, then you know that you can increase and you can still make a little bit more money.
Just a couple more questions here. Karen asks if the customer publishes their store on their site, or do they just have a link?
So you're basically going to be able to provide them a link, so most of the time the customers that you're building these stores for, they're going to promote their stores as well in a variety of different ways, whether it's their main corporate website or whatever that might be. So they'll be able to put up a link to that store. Hey, go get your spirit wear here, baseball gear, whatever that might be. And also plenty of opportunity on, the social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those things as well that, your client's going to want to promote that site as well, so they're going to be doing that in addition to the store that you're building as well.
Tracy asks how you split the profit that you make with the nonprofit entity.
So I've seen that handled a variety of different ways, and Spirit Cell does, again, it makes it very easy. So I've seen folks charge, they set a specific dollar amount per product. So maybe a t-shirt, you're going to get $2 back every time this t-shirt's sold, but maybe a hoodie or something, or a higher end Under Armour garment or something like that, maybe you're going to get $5 back, right? And so when you're setting up your products in Spirit Cell, you're then going to be able to assign, hey, this product gets $2 fundraising fee back to the customer. This one gets $5, right? So that then you could run a report, when a store is closed, or, periodically whenever you're, cutting those checks back to your customers. Hey, here's the fundraising fees I generated, right? Now, I've seen some folks, on the other hand, instead of doing a flat dollar amount per product, they maybe just say, hey, we're just going to give you X percentage from all the sales of this store, right? And same thing applies. You don't have to then set that, fundraising fee per product. You just kind of run that report. Hey, we generated 1,500 in sales. Here's your cut of that fee. Here's your cut of that back based off of that percentage you agreed upon. So I've seen it handled both ways.
Last question, I'll let you continue on then. Denise is asking, does Spirit Cell automatically calculate sales tax?
It does. It's a very basic tax system in Spirit Cell, so it will only calculate at the state level, and that tax that it does charge will be based off of the customer's address. So, for instance, if I visited one of your stores that you've created, I live in Pennsylvania, our sales tax is 6%, so that 6% would be added to my order as I'm checking out.
All right, Mike, we'll get the rest if you don't cover them. Thanks.
All right, great. All right. And so setting up a store, really simple in Spirit Cell. And what's nice too is, a lot of our subscribers, and like Kelly said, hey, we're going to offer, these are our stock products that we're offering for all of our stores, right? So a lot of folks, they'll build a simple stock store here, right? and they'll just label it stock store, so that then, they might jazz it up a little bit, they might change up the theme and stuff. But basically what they'll do is they'll have their core products that they're selling. Now, I only have a few in this store, but you get the idea. So this way, hey, I'm using this not only as a sales tool, so I'm showing my customer, here's what this store looks like. So they might say, hey, this is exactly what we want. So that's another nice thing here. So they want that same exact store. What I'm able to do is copy this store, so that way, if I'm setting this up for my next product, I made an exact copy. I don't have to add in those products again. Now, sure, I'll have to edit the colors and change out the different logos for the new customer, but you've taken a lot of work out of it because you've already pre-built that store, and you could just keep cloning and cloning and cloning that store for all the different customers that you need, right? And then, like we had the folks in the audience chime in, well, we find that this garment works, right? So that then when you find that next customer, they want to say, yeah, we want to offer that Bella canvas, or we want to offer, product Z. You could then build that into their store, still not having to add in all those different types of products. And so setting up your store, really simple, right? So here we could add a store to our dashboard, and then here, we're going to be able to set the different types of settings, right? So you're going to name your store, which is going to be something pertaining to your client, your customer, something like that, right? So here you're going to call it, the team name, school name, but I'll just use today's date. So 6/21/2023, and then we name that store. And then anytime you build a store, Spirit Sale will create a general website address. So that URL will be whatever you name it, followed by .spiritsale.com. And so that is the general address for all of your stores. Now, you're free to keep that as is, but we do have a feature which we launched a few months back that does allow you to set up custom domains. Now, how that works is you would need to have those domains owned or set up subdomains within your business address, right? So there's some settings you would make there within those domains and some settings you make here in Spirit Sale. But what that will allow you to do is then mask that Spirit Sale portion. So you'll be able to use that custom domain. And now it's a a widely used feature, but that's mostly we see it used for more like corporate branding stores or larger customers like that, where, they don't want any tie back to anything else. They want that URL to be their store, but for a lot of times, for a school or for a baseball team, that URL doesn't matter. Because if we think about it, when do we really ever look at the URL when we're browsing things, right? But just know you could use the general URL at no cost, or you could use those custom domains. And I say no cost because you would have to purchase those domains from GoDaddy or whatever domain provider in order to set that up. And then here you're able to set whatever shipping options you have. And now if you have linked any of those shipping providers, you could choose those. But again, you could also set your stores as pickup locations, setting custom options, or even if you want to, you could set up free shipping. And then here, whatever payment options you want to provide for a store. And you can allow for multiple payment options, and you could do the same for shipping. You can allow for multiple shipping options or one singular, or again, with payments, you can allow for multiple choices for those customers to pay at checkout. And there's also an offline payment option. Now, it's not often used, but you can set a store as an offline. So if you want to collect a payment manually after an order is placed, maybe cash, or somebody's sending you a check, or maybe you want to send them Venmo information. So you could do that. Most commonly, I've seen this used as maybe for employee stores, where you're setting it up for, the employee to buy company merch, but they don't actually have to pay for it. Maybe you're just going to set up that store and the employees could place all their orders, and then at the end of the store, you're just going to bill your customer. So, and I've also seen it used at live events as well. So like tournament settings and things, where maybe you set up a heat press at a tent, at a local tournament, you're decorating on site, so some folks will build that store in advance, and they'll keep that store going through the tournament so that, folks are in the stands watching the game, and they could browse that store and purchase some products, and they could just come when they pick that up at your tent. So, a variety of different ways you could do that. And then here, picking your store themes. So there's 4 different themes to choose from. You can customize all these themes so that, when we were looking at those demo stores, you are able to build your stores around your clients' brandings, color schemes, all that good stuff. And then to address the previous question, there are two types of stores you can build within Spirit Sale. So you could have that continuous store that runs year round or whatever, so here's simply setting it to yes and leaving the schedule off. So if we open this up and just left this at yes, this store is going to stay open for as long as we want it to until we would come in here and shut it off. Or in addition to the continuous stores, you could build pop-up shops or temporary stores. So here, by flipping the schedule on, here, then you're going to be able to set your starting date, so whatever date, and you can also set a specific time of when that store opens. And then likewise, the same thing, whenever this store is going to close, you pick the specific date and the specific time that it's going to close, right? And so then here with these types of stores, they are open between this date range. And once 5 o'clock hits on whatever date you set, that store is going to automatically be pulled offline. And another feature we've since added about a month or so ago is you can now customize that store close page. So if someone would visit that URL after the store is closed, you can include whatever type of verbiage you want. Hey, this store closed a week ago. We're processing your orders now. Please allow 2 to 3 weeks for delivery or whatever. And even sometimes, hey, we could still take orders, just know that it might take longer. You could put your contact information in there for folks to, still place orders and things if they would need to again. And then you could display the countdown clock on your stores. So if you turn that on here, like this specific store, so you could customize that message. Hey, order your gear now. The store closes in X amount of days, hours, and minutes and seconds. So you could easily add that countdown clock there for your pop-up shops. Spirit Sale also gives you the ability to add informational pages. So if you wanted to add like an About Us page, a Contact Us, order information, right? You could build that information into nice organized pages. And so this store here, this just kind of shows those different types of options here. So every store you set up will always have a catalog link pre-built in, and that's just to view all the products. But you could add these different informational pages here, so you could plug in a bunch of information for your visitors to see. And then password, you could also password protect your stores, so a variety of different things there. So here we'd set that up. And once you build out your store or set this basic framework, now you're going to be able to build in your products. And adding products is super simple. So here we have stock products. So for all of our apparel decorators, this is probably the most likely place you're going to view because we have preloaded vendor catalogs where you can easily browse and add those garments. Here we also have a tool that allows you to set up custom products. So if you're selling that drinkware, the non-apparel items, stadium chairs, the foam fingers, stuff like that, this is just walks you through setting up your own products. But covering how simple it is, so the current vendors we do have, Sanmar, SNS, Alpha Broder. So whichever vendor you do want to review, you just simply select that vendor. You're then going to be presented with their product offering. And then here you could browse these by leafing page by page. Here there's a search box. You could dial in something specific, or they are categorized over here in a variety of different ways. But at the end of the day, whichever product you are going to be adding. So I'm just going to choose this basic all made here. And then here you're going to be able to set the colors that the folks at the store could select. So you have to have at least one color variant. But if you're offering red and white and black, whatever you want, just simply put those check boxes there. And then those customers will then have that choice of which color they could choose. But really that's going to be up to you and your customers of what you are offering through that store. And then here your size availability that you're offering. So they'll be able to select any of these sizes, but maybe you don't offer the 4X or 3X for whatever reason. You could even shut those off, so you can customize what customers can choose at the live store. And then within the stock products, you will see a stock count that vendor currently has. Now, I shouldn't say currently, but our database is refreshed daily within these catalogs, so it's not 100% accurate, but it is a pretty good stock count, so at least gives you that visibility. So maybe your customer is dead set on offering a specific garment. You might add it to their store and see, hey, they don't have any stock of that. We might want to pivot to something else so that way we don't run into any back orders for the store or anything like that. So a nice visibility to that, and then able to add that to your store. And then once you set up your product into the store, you're going to be able to customize it by adding customizing that name. So a lot of times I've seen folks, they don't, if they're just selling general type things, they might not include that brand information. So, and they don't do that because that way, And maybe they are primarily selling Gildan, but maybe they go out of stock of that and you have to pivot to a port and company or something like that. And, you might get that call, hey, you advertise it as a Gildan on this store, you sent me a port, right? So that way, just kind of keep that generic and call that, whatever you want, my custom tee, my custom hoodie, whatever you want there. So kind of keep that in mind. But like you said, Kelly was talking earlier, like for, selling those corporate or the teacher apparel or something like that, then yeah, we want to include, hey, this is an Under Armour or this is an OGO brand, right? So there you're free to call these whatever you want. And then setting that up however you would need to. But then, another nice feature here, how easy it is our design center here. And this is then going to allow you to generate that mock-up. So whatever of those products you're selling through the store, here's where you're going to be able to bring in your artwork that you're doing for your products. So here you could add an import. This is just then going to allow you to bring in artwork from your own computer. And, for our Transfer Express customers or our vinyl cutting customers who are using CADWorks, we have those templates and clip art preloaded in here. So if you're a Transfer Express customer and you want to bring up some easy prints for one of your customers, here I could select my Transfer Express library. And then here I'm going to have all the easy prints available here in Spirit Sale. And then here they are categorized just like they are at this at transferexpress.com. But you can easily bring these graphics in here. And what's nice is you will have that same flexibility that you do at the EasyView Designer. So you could resize these and hey, this instead of seaside, I could double click on that. We're oceanside, right? So you could customize all these here within Spirit Sale as well. And, maybe you prefer to do all your artwork within the EasyView Designer, right? You could also easily connect your Transfer Express account here to Spirit Sale. And here are the settings. But here, once you start saving your artwork in EasyView, here I can go ahead in here and add my designs, and also our CADWorks Live users. Those are in here. So we could see some of these designs that Kelly made that she applied. Those are in her CADWorks account. So I could easily select those designs and I could bring those in here to my products. And same thing with the Transfer Express designs. I could save those, just change out my library. And then here's that Mahoney's Panthers that she does. So if I'm bringing that into my product, simply click it in here, and then I could just resize it and build that in. And it's really super easy to build in those add-on options. So if you do want to add that simple name to the back, we could turn our garment around. I could add a simple text field here. And then here with our formatting box, I'm just going to type in name. Some folks will use your name here, something like that. Here we have hundreds of fonts pre-populated, again, pulling from those same sources, CADWorks Live. And for our Stahls, using our pre-cuts or using our custom cuts and things like that. If you change that font library to CAD cut templates, this will represent our fonts available at Stahls. So if you are stocking numbers and things, you could easily select that font here. So when they're viewing these products, it's going to match what they're going to receive. And two, we give you the option too, if you want to import your own fonts, you could do that as well. But I'm just going to choose one of our basic ones. So, but whatever font you do choose, select it, click OK, and it's going to drop that name here. And then you'll just reposition that on the garment. Here you are able to, change out that color. So if it's white, green, yellow, whatever that might be, you could alter that. And then here, allowing to edit. That will allow them to punch in their own name at that store. So just like we saw in that hoodie example. And then here you are able to also make it optional so that then you could say, hey, it's going to be $5, $10, whatever that is, to add that name to your product. So really simple in the designer to build out all your different products. And you are able to bring in your custom products to this designer as well. So maybe you're doing laser engraving on Yeti cups or something like that. So you're able to bring those products in there and kind of offer that same customization. So if you're allowing a name or a monogram on a Yeti cup, you could build that same functionality into your custom products as well. And then it's managing your variants. So yeah, you'd save your product and things here, but going to the variant section, now here's where you're going to be able to plug in, the selling price that the customers see. And then back to the question about, how are you going to know how much money you're giving back to your customers? Here you are able to input your cost that goes into you selling, to creating these products. So if you want to keep track of that, very helpful. Now, you don't have to have this information in here, but it's very helpful for you to add this so that way when you run reports on your stores, you'll be able to have all of this information really handy here. So you could plug in your apparel cost, whatever that value is. Hey, my blank is $5 a piece. And then here we have that per dollar amount per product. So like I said earlier, hey, we're just going to give you $2, $3, whatever that might be. So you could plug that in, and then you can access your sales reports whenever you need to run those periodically or at close of store, so that again, SpiritCell tabulates all that information. It'll give you that exact number. Hey, here's the $500 check or whatever I got to cut back to my customer. And then here, you're also able to enter your decorating and labor costs. Now, it's labeled transfer cost here, but just think of that field as how much does it cost me to produce this? Yes, if I'm using transfers, I'm going to put my transfer cost in there. But let's not forget about that heat press charge. Hey, a lot of times folks charge 75 cents, $1 every time they close that heat press. So don't forget to pay yourself when you're decorating these garments as well. So pretty simple to add all that information for your products. Now here, if you're pulling in rates from UPS or FedEx, here you can set that shipping weight per product as well, so that way when they're building their cart, it's just say, hey, it's 10-pound shopping cart. Hey, UPS, we have a 10-pound shopping cart going to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. UPS sends back that shipping cost and then adds that to the order. And so when the customers do check out, they'll pay for obviously the product cost, any taxes where necessary, and that shipping cost for you to ship that. Okay. And so that's, kind of how simple and easy it is. Do we have any other questions out there, Shauna?
Oh, lots of questions, Mike.
All right. I figured there might be.
So will you talk about the pricing and the cost of SpiritCell? That's been asked a few
exactly
times.
Where I was getting to next. And so we could spend probably another 2 hours or so going over how orders are fulfilled, the production queues and things like that. But to get into the more important part of it here right now is the cost of SpiritCell. We kept it really, really simple. Right. So SpiritCell, it's an annual subscription service, and it's just one yearly fee of $699. So one-time fee, no monthly service charges, no monthly fees. And, again, back to that payment, we're not standing between you and the payment, right? We're not even touching any of that. So you're able to link that own payment. So we don't take commissions. We don't take percentage of any of the sales. So just one simple flat fee of $699 paid yearly to Stahls. That's the only charge you'll see from us.
All right. Thanks, Mike. And then Takina is asking if we can link our UPS business account rates.
So the way the shipping is set up is it's just a simple API that's going to pull the rates from those shipping providers. So you can't alter that. So if you get a, whatever percentage off you get, so maybe a 15-pound shipment is only $7 to you, that customer is still going to see the retail cost from whichever shipping provider that you do use.
All right. Estelle asked if Square was a payment option. I don't believe it is, correct?
It is not. No. So currently the only ones we have as far as are PayPal, Authorize.net, Stripe.com, and Braintree. So Authorize, Stripe, and Braintree, they are credit card merchants, so you would need to use that. But I will say, majority of our subscriber base out there who have asked that same question, hey, could I link Square? We cannot. So they have found that Stripe to be the most comparable to Square out there. And I would say Stripe is probably the most widely used credit card merchant from our subscribers.
All right. Ava is asking if you're able to add own custom items, for example, a yard sign.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not limited to selling any type of product. So whether it's any of those apparel products that you pull in from the vendor catalogs, but again, that custom product tool that will allow you to build any type of product that you want, whether it's a backpack, a stadium chair, or like those boutique style items. So yeah, you could build in any type of product that you want.
Denise asks if sales can be downloaded to QuickBooks.
Now, through your sales reports and things like that, you can export that information into a spreadsheet, but there's no direct connection to QuickBooks. So I would imagine, I've never personally used QuickBooks, but I'm assuming you're probably able to import spreadsheets and things. Now, you may have to adjust, column A and switch it with column B, to kind of tailor it towards what QuickBooks would want, but that's would be the only way you'd be able to do that.
Kathy is asking back to the sales tax information. If you only charge state, is there a way to add in the county and city amounts?
There isn't any really good way to do that. Now, in some cases, folks will, because you could disable tax on a store, right? So it doesn't do it. So what some folks in that case, if maybe they have a certain county tax, they have a certain municipality tax or whatever else they need to add. Now, granted, you may get orders outside of that, but what some folks will do is they'll just add in those different sales tax to whatever they're selling it for. But yeah, so they collect tax technically, but they wouldn't be able to easily report it. They kind of have to pull it out separately.
Okay. Peggy's asking how long it takes to receive the information to start once you place an order for spirit sale.
Once you order the spirit sale or an order is placed on the store?
I don't know. Peggy, can you confirm that? And then Dean asked if PayPal is integrated with spirit sale and what is Braintree? So Braintree is just another payment service.
Yes.
And then maybe you can talk about that we're not integrated. It's just an option.
Yeah, so we're not like technically integrated with those. The connection here is via an API, which is a kind of a little programming module here between Spirit Sale and that provider, right? So basically, like I said, it's an API and PayPal, for instance. Now, PayPal does have to be a business account. Once you would set up that PayPal account, you would be able to access this information. So you would get this information. So PayPal, a username, a password, and the signature, which you would receive from your PayPal account. Plug that information here. And so then that's that API connection between Spirit Sale and Stahls. So that's where that communicates at checkout. Hey, here's how much we're charging. PayPal processes that payment, $25, right? And so once they would check out, that $25 would then be in that PayPal account that you linked. So it's not a true integration, but it's more of a little API. And Braintree is just a PayPal company. Eventually, we were told years ago that PayPal standalone wouldn't be an option after 2021, but that since has never happened. But in the event that it does, Braintree would allow you to utilize PayPal payments or credit cards. And I even believe Braintree allows for the option for Apple Pay as well.
We have a couple folks asking if they can upload their own graphics.
For like product images or, into a product. So, if it's a product, yeah, you could create your own artwork, so let me just go back to a simple product here. So
the example was a school logo.
Yeah. So here, if I'm just going to go into a random product and back to my design center. Yes, we do have, our preloaded graphics and things like that in here. So yeah, you could easily add those. But if I want to bring in my own artwork, I could add, import. This is then going to bring up my browser window. So here, hey, I'm setting up this for a local pizza shop, right? I could select the logo here from my computer, and then I could easily build that in here to my product. So here, I'm able to use my own logo on any of my products that I want to as well.
Okay. Somebody's asking if you can sell anything. And yes, anything that's legal, you can sell on the site.
I always say, heck, if you want to build a site to sell lawnmowers, knock yourself out.
Yeah. And then Stephanie is asking if PayPal and Stripe still take their fees if they use them.
Yes. So each of those merchants, they are going to have their own service charges and things that they take anytime they process a sale. So yes, you are still responsible for any of those credit card or service fees that those merchants do charge. Just know that we're not charging you anything additional to link that or to process those payments.
All right. And this is the last question, Mike, and it's a great question to end on. Henry is asking if you get support with your subscription or is support additional fee?
Absolutely. Support comes with that subscription cost. So you're not paying a monthly technical service fee or you're not paying anytime you call us. So the nice thing too is upon subscription, you'll be receiving a welcome email once you subscribe, which includes a link to our training portal. And the training portal consists of, last time I counted, it was probably a little over 40 step-by-step tutorial videos that will walk you through step-by-step in, hey, how do I add a product? How do I import my own art? How do I add a name? So it allows you to easily view those at any time. And I always recommend it to folks, hey, definitely sign up for that, right? Because then, have a window open with that first tutorial that you have and just follow along with it. And it's nice because it's laid out in a nice logical manner of what you should do first, what you should do next, all that good stuff. And, most of our subscribers are up and running, with very little communication with or anything like that for assistance. But in addition to those training videos, yes, hey, if you're still having issues, I watched this video, but I can't just seem to get this to work. We are able to fully support you via phone, email, chat support. And the nice thing here too, here we do have a help section. You could generate your own support tickets here directly from your dashboard. So if you go into the help section, you'll be able to submit a support request, which goes to our Spirit Cell support team, which I've done a lot of that over the years as well. So we are here to fully support you via phone, email, chat support as well.
All right, that's the last question. Thanks, everyone.